The night was cold and the air was filled with a strange silence. In a quiet corner of the city, there stood an old house where a girl was standing by the window looking at the sky. Her name was Ariba. There was exhaustion in her eyes, but inside them a story was burning that no one had ever heard. Ariba had always been different since childhood. She did not talk much and she never asked anyone for anything. Her family often said that this girl was useless. She had neither beauty nor talent. She just stayed quiet as if she had already lost to life. At school she was made fun of. No one truly accepted her as a friend. Even the teachers ignored her. Whenever she raised her hand to answer, someone else would speak before her. And she would slowly lower her hand again. Every day felt like a test for her. When she came back home, her mother looked at her with disappointment. Her father spoke with harshness. And her siblings stayed away from her as if she was an embarrassment. One day her mother said directly, "You cannot handle a home, nor the weight of relationships. You are not beautiful and there is nothing special about you. What is the point of your life?" These words pierced Ariba's heart like arrows. That night she could not sleep. For the first time she thought about her life. Was she really worthless? Did her life have no purpose? When the morning light entered through the window, she made a decision. If the world rejected her, then she would accept herself. If no one believed in her, then she would believe in herself. She quietly began the journey of changing her life. She told no one and asked no one for help. During the day she did household work. At night she secretly studied. She watched online videos. She learned new skills. Sometimes writing, sometimes designing, sometimes speaking. At first everything felt difficult. Her eyes would hurt. Her mind would get tired. But there was a voice inside her that kept saying, "Do not stop." For months no one noticed her effort. Her family still saw her the same way. A useless girl. A burden. But Ariba was changing. A new light was growing inside her. Her thoughts were becoming deeper. Her words were becoming stronger. One day she applied for a small job online. She was afraid that she would be rejected again. But this time something was different. She received a response. She got the job. The first project was small. The payment was not much. But for her it meant everything. It was her first victory. She worked harder. She learned more. She grew. Projects increased. Clients increased. And slowly her life began to change. Her family still did not understand anything. For them she was still the same old Ariba. But time was about to change. One day her bank account had enough money to support her home. She quietly paid the household bills. Her mother asked who had done it. Ariba simply smiled and said she did not know. But the truth does not stay hidden for long. When her family found out that it was Ariba doing all this, their faces changed. Their voices softened. Their behavior changed. But in Ariba's heart the old wounds were still there. She remembered everything. Every word that once broke her. She decided that she would not live only for herself, but for others as well. She created a platform where she helped people who had been rejected like her. Who were alone. Who were broken. People came to her with their stories. She listened to them. She understood them. She showed them a way. Ariba was no longer just a girl. She had become a light. A light that shows the way in darkness. One day the same people who had once rejected her came to her house. Relatives. Neighbors. Old friends. Now they were praising her. Calling her strong. Calling her inspiring. But for Ariba none of that mattered anymore. She had learned that true strength lives within. Not in the words of people. That night she stood by the window again and looked at the sky. The sky was the same. But Ariba had changed. There was no pain in her eyes anymore. There was peace. There was belief. She softly said to herself, "The girl who was once rejected by everyone has now become the one who helps everyone." And that night there was a new story in the air. A story that never ends. A story that lives in every heart that has ever been broken. Ariba's journey was still continuing. But now she was not alone. She carried the prayers of thousands who had found light through her. And somewhere there might be another girl watching her, thinking that if Ariba can do it, then I can do it too.